Hi. Hello. Friday. Hello. Stroke Survivor Sunrise Friday. As I'm right into what I want to talk about today. I hope you're doing well. My name is Paula. I am an aphasia survivor. It's Aphasia Awareness Month, and in the month of June, I decided this year to go live every day. I'm going live every day to show you that I'm speaking, and this is me, really me, and not AI or fake or edited. And the reason why that is so important, because I had to relearn how to speak, I had to relearn how to communicate, and as well as many of you are going through aphasia recovery. And I would hope that I'm inspiring you. I'm looking at giving us our due in regards to recognizing Aphasia Awareness Month and our brain injury. Aphasia is a brain injury, often from a stroke, and it is a language disorder, and I know I experienced it in the communication and not being able to speak or communicate or have an organized thought and get it out or write, even learning how to write. Numbers were awful for me. But I'm looking at it as an empathy, that we should be proud of how far we've come, no matter how far it is, and you should do whatever you feel like, but we should actually focus on ourselves and our recovery. So I'm bringing up today's daily practice, and that's going to be shrugging shoulders, lifting the shoulders. I brought up shrugging a couple times this week, so I was like, gosh, that really is an exercise to do. And in that, the exercise we're doing is moving the back muscles and helping our back muscles get stronger. Upper back, obviously, in this case. But I count backwards. That's what I do to reach my goal. So we'll go 10, 9, shoulders back, straight, 8, 7, just the shoulders, 6, 5. Going backwards gives a sense of completion. 3, 2, 1. And that sense of completion is certainly within us. And if you want to do more reps, you count forward, because you got to see how much more you can do. 1, 2, 3. And then you can celebrate that 3 more or 5 more of the reps of whatever you're doing in your arm circles or your toe lifts or your knee marching. It going backwards, though, does give a sense of completion, and we can certainly go, yay, I did that, and move on to the next thing. It is a goal, and it is a marker to reach. And I always did that for my cardiovascular program when I worked in the hospital, that in the rehab program, that having a sense of completion is certainly part of the process of reaching a certain goal. But I want to mention too, as well as what we're working is the big trapezius muscle in the center of the back when we shrug our shoulders, as giving it a good stretch is also bringing our head to the side. I use my hand to give it a little bit of tension, give it a little bit of stretch, extra stretch, and then you do the other side. And that's stretching that big trapezius muscle, and that helps to relax, keep the blood flow going. I get tension in my back. I don't know about you guys, but I get tension in my back, and you don't want that, because that's not helping with the process. It's also the rhomboids and the levator scapulae muscles. The levator scapulae muscles are lifting our shoulder blades themselves, and they do come up to the cervical area, and they overlap with my favorite muscle to say, which is the sternocleidomastoid mastoid muscle. Now, those are the neck and the chin area, and they don't have to do with lifting it, but I just love saying that, sternocleidomastoid muscles. It's fun to be able to say that again, as I couldn't say that. I couldn't speak for a good 2.5 years, and certainly since February, I've actually improved a lot, as I have some videos on my YouTube. And you can go back and you can look and notice that there is a progression there. Going forward, I wanted to talk about Aphasia Awareness Month and helping our care partners and family and friends and people around us understand aphasia. And that's difficult. That makes it difficult in communicating in society, but it also is difficult to communicate and help them understand what's going on. So I encourage that care partners and others learn about aphasia. There is so many of us that have it from our stroke and our brain injury and in our recovery. And it is not an intellectual damage. It is a language and communication damage in the area of our brain. Certainly our recovery is completely different. There's so many types of aphasia, and then there are subtypes, and then we're all different in what damage we had, how much, and as well as our drive and our ability to go forward, and what else was damaged. And I bring that up in the sense of, I just want to bring up that you should be proud of how far you've come. We should be celebrating. We get to live. We had strokes, we survived, and we get to live. By getting to live, every day is a new beginning for us. We get to start anew. Every day I challenge myself. I certainly recognize that there has to be some points where you're challenging too far and you could cause risk. There are other dynamics with my aphasia, my stroke, and they include the cerebellum. And that's an example that I want to bring up, that I couldn't walk, I couldn't move very well, and I couldn't walk. I didn't have a sense of balance, and I couldn't walk on the beach. That's a big deal for me. I love the ocean. It's always been a part of my life in some way, in a lot of ways, and I've been very fortunate that way, except I couldn't walk on the beach. And I couldn't even do it with a cane. That was just totally awkward. I appreciated the areas that had boardwalks. I only went to areas that were near walkways that I could go on. But then I did walk on the beach for the first time since my stroke, and it was in November of 2024 that I walked on the beach. That had been that was almost 5 years since my stroke before I could walk. And November sounds like an odd time, but it was a beautiful day, and I was in my sneakers. I wasn't in barefoot. And I was so proud that I could walk on the beach. And it was the squishy part. It wasn't just the hard sand. It was the sand that moves around a lot. And I was able to do that without a cane and without having to hold on to someone. I was able to walk on the beach. And I did walk right to the shoreline and took some pictures and looked out on the water. And it was a beautiful moment for me. That reminds me of having a new beginning every day, and I'm hoping I'm inspiring you to recognize that you can have those and become some of what you used to be, accepting that this is a new beginning, this is new challenges. Aphasia takes away our ability, pardon, live. But I want to wish you a wonderful day. Take care.